everybody, welcome back to another movie review with your girl Dom and Herb. How have you been? How have you been, friend?
I've been great. I just been rewatching the same movies. That's what I've been doing.
I'm so sick of you. Okay, wait. Before we get into today's topic, what is a movie that you are actually excited to see? Because you have you have we used to call it movie watcher back in the day for the newbies.
Yeah,
AMC used to
yeah,
be called movie watcher, but they call it AMC stubs, I think now,
yeah.
where you pay. We didn't pay back in the day. But
I don't know.
what
You
is
know what?
something? Yeah.
As much shit as I've been talking about remakes and all that,
Uh-huh.
um, actually, it's the TV show Alien Earth. I'm
Okay.
very excited about that because
Okay.
I loved Alien Romulus. Again, like I said, as much shit as I've been talking about remakes, but I loved Alien Romulus and Alien Earth is that's got my interest peaked, and that comes out in August. I think it's gonna be on FX and Hulu, so I'm pretty excited for that. But movie wise, something cheeky. I liked Nobody. I don't know if you saw that, but they got a Nobody 2 coming out. Uh,
Okay.
it's a little knockoff John Wick, but the first one was really good. I think it was a little slept on, but clearly it wasn't because they got a second one. But yeah, that's coming out in a few weeks here too. So
Um I there's I'm looking up the title because I want to get this right.
mhm.
And I am excited to see. I'm
Who in it?
okay. I don't know who's in it, but it's coming out. It's not out yet, and
Mhm.
it's these kids, and they like disappear.
Weapons? Yeah, that do look
Yes,
good.
weapons.
Weapons, yeah,
I am looking forward to seeing that
yeah.
because
It got my girl in it. I love my girl from I know her from Ozarks, but she been in a
okay,
bunch of movies since then. But like she's a good actress. She was in that
okay,
she did a really good job in that ridiculous Netflix about DuVernay or whatever, the girl who was pretending like her daddy was rich and all this madness. It's really good. Like the girl is just it's like white privilege lying on the biggest steroids ever. She was lying her ass off. It's crazy. Like I'm gonna Google that and I'm gonna text you that because that it's really good.
okay. I'm definitely into that. I love a good.
Yeah, and it's based on a true
Oh wait,
story.
wait, 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 wait. Are you talking about sirens?
No, no, no.
Okay, okay. Which is sidebar really good. And also, oh, because that has Julianne Moore in it.
Yeah,
Kevin Bacon. Oh
yeah.
my gosh, it is such a good film. Because I thought that it was gonna be, I mean, well, show. I thought it was gonna be one thing and it ended up being something completely kind of different. So it was I enjoyed Sirens. But
Inventing
I'm
Anna is who I'm talking about. I had to Google it.
what's her name?
Inventing Anna is the name of the show on Netflix.
Okay. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah, she
yeah. Yeah, that's
crazy as
about that
hell.
one chick, that
Yeah, who
Russian
was
girl.
just yeah, but she
Yeah.
was like not Russian. It was crazy. Like it was foolishness.
Look. So I'm excited to see weapons. And it's
Yeah,
crazy because uh we talk about like original films and
hmm
stuff this year a lot, like doing really, really well. So I'm interested to see how it will do at the
yeah,
box office. Um, it's funny because I feel like when it comes to horror, sometimes as we get older, I kind of got to take a step back and pace myself and prepare my mind to go and see it.
yeah.
Sometimes I may, take a little puff or
Did you
something.
see? You know what was crazy and original is Long Legs. Did you see that?
No, I haven't seen. I need to see Long
Yeah, go
Legs. I
check that
heard
out.
that was
Long Legs is it's crazy, but it's like they bring it together so well, and it's like I didn't see that coming.
I heard
It's
I,
good
I've
though.
heard amazing things about Long
Yeah,
Legs, and then I also saw that Opus is on streaming. I
Opus
didn't
is
get a
really
chance to
good.
see
Yeah,
it,
we talked about
so
Opus, and you had to see Opus is good. The girl, like I said,
oh yeah, we
I
love
don't watch the
Io.
Bear. Yeah, I don't watch the Bear, so I wasn't familiar with her like that. But she did really well. Like it's a really good movie.
Yeah, I
And John
think
Malkovich, like, don't miss. Like, he kind of slept
does
on
he
in how
ever
good.
miss?
Like, but people don't talk about him being as good as he is. Like, he is. He's really good, and I think it's because he might be like the best non-main character actor. You know what I mean? Like, he
Yeah,
always the rounders. Like, he's got like the seminal scenes and seminal dialogue, but it's not his movie. You know what I mean? Like, he is.
yeah,
He's really good.
yeah.
Him and what's my favorite white dude? The dude that is in he's the bad policeman in The Professional. The Professional is one of my favorite movies. What is his name? He was in the first, not the first Dracula, but like the 1992 Dracula. Gosh, he is the police chief in Batman.
Gary Oldman.
Yes, Gary
Okay.
Oldman is fucking great. He is so good, man. He is. Him and John
I'm
Malkovich
like,
is
I'm
like
like,
my
oh, okay, yeah,
favorite,
Gary
like
Oldman. Yeah,
not main characters, but
yeah.
the fucking best. Like, they are great. Like, they are great actors.
Man, I'm interested to see weapons and all of that just because.
Yeah, look, you got some good ones that you need to see because Opus and Long Legs are like really good. Like, you need to tune in.
Okay, okay, cool.
Did you see
That's
Django yet before Superman?
don't do that. Okay, so wait. I was about to tell you. So here's the thing. I had been so busy since the last time we spoke, which was
Hmm.
2 weeks ago. So I had to write a proposal for
But
a
we had talked about
school.
this the 2 weeks before them two
Yeah,
weeks.
I know, but you know what? I'm gonna be honest. People have been pitching shows as if I'm a direct,
Yeah.
but like telling me about certain shows. So I've been trying to watch
Hmm.
Severance before I got laid off.
Oh,
But then
Severance
I
is fucking
realized that,
yeah,
oh, this is a show I need to pay attention to.
yeah.
I just started
But it's
Severance
so
over.
good that like you'll rewatch it to catch everything because it's good. Yeah, it is. It is like you gotta watch the details. But
Just
yeah,
know that I can't wait to start it today. I made it to season 2
yeah.
in a matter of a day and a half. And I'm on episode, I think 3 or 4
But
on
you know what
season
I'll
2.
say about binging things, and then we can go right into Superman. It spoils you because, especially when it's actually good. Because I experienced this with Game of Thrones.
Okay.
I would catch an episode on a Sunday. This was kind of before streaming really took over, so you had to
Mhm.
like really sit down and watch. But before everything was online, you had to catch it when you caught it. But streaming had just took off, and like my sisters was home on Christmas break and was talking about it. I was like, whatever. So I started watching. I was like, this shit is good. And I'm like, next thing you know it, I done blew through like 4 seasons. And when it came down, I think either it had 5 or 6 seasons, I believe.
Uh-huh.
I was so used to this immediate gratification. Waiting a week didn't hit the palate to something. Like, I
Yeah.
didn't appreciate it enough. Where and I didn't. Them people that really loved it and didn't have the same critiques I had, they watched it, for 12 weeks at a time, years at a time. You know what I'm saying? When I was
Yeah.
like, I'm I'm
I
I'm
you
I'm
know,
done in a week.
I would go to I think we spoke about this before. I would go to watch parties just to like hang out with my friends. I was
Mhm,
never really engaged in stuff like that. Like, and it's weird because I like something like The Crown,
mhm.
or I just started The Gilded Age the other day. So I like period pieces like that are kind of more a slow burn to a certain extent.
Yeah,
Um, Whereas like gore, blood, fighting, all that stuff, it just I don't know. I don't. It could be because we grew up in St. Louis. It triggered me a weird way, and it just makes me stressed out and anxious. So it's an environmental thing. I don't
yeah,
know, but it just I can't. I just never could get into it. But I've never been a person like for me, like Grey's Anatomy. I could never get. It was just too much blood for me. And I remember watching 8 millimeter. Was it eight? Yo, I threw up. It was just too much. I was
it
like,
was a lot
okay,
going on in 8 millimeter.
it
That
was a
was
lot happening in 8 millimeter
shouts out
that
to
they don't.
Gandolfini. That's a long time ago.
It was a long time. I was on a trip, a church trip, watching. We watched it in the room or something, but whatever it was, and it could have been something that's we have those sensitivity, like, hey, we letting you know it's lights flashing, all these things. and you never really think about how things like that can impact you. So it could have been a combination of the blood, the
Yeah.
flashing lights and all of that. I was like, yeah, I'm going to sleep. I am too nauseous. But speaking of flashing lights and a little bit of blood, we're going to dive into Superman, the new Superman. We're gonna call it 2025. Shout out to
Yeah.
James Gunn. He hails from the great St. Louis of America because we don't really claim the rest of that state. It's a
Very,
little sketch.
very
But if we're gonna be real, friend, let's just have an honest conversation about St. Louis. St. Louis is very black and white, and it
very.
still feels like we walk in the Mason Dixon line.
I mean, for us to be where we're from and live where we live at this point, we're able to recognize it, but it ain't too much out the norm back home. Like it's like what you
Yeah,
doing on this side
absolutely.
of Delmore, what you doing on this side of 270. Like that's just a thing back home. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is.
Yes. So Superman is kind of interesting because it out the gate it kind of starts off with this, epic fight,
Hmm.
right? Uh I'm not, and I always tell you at some point, and this is me having to utilize my time appropriately because I really want to be able to speak to certain things. I think that gives us a level also of credibility. And if we are going to continue watching, I will do my just due and make sure that I know the ins and outs about certain things. Like I know who Lex Luthor is. I would catch episodes of Smallville. My dad and my sister are comic buffs. Like they bond over comic book lore. My dad grew up buying the comic books and all of that and had a huge collection at one point. Uh and we know that Lex Luthor is the bad guy. I know that. I know that his daddy name is Jor-El. My god brother, his that's his middle name. So I know some things about Superman. I want to lead with that. I know a little bit, poquito. But we get this crazy open like action scene, and is it okay to say that Superman kind of got his ass beat? He
Indeed.
got his hat handed to him.
Look, gotta call crypto. Like, get me the fuck out of here, please.
Get me the fuck out of here. And then it's just really cool because we will say he's located in Antarctica because everybody not going there. There's these things about Antarctica that people say, oh, this confirms the earth is flat. It's aliens there. Blah, 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 blah. Whatever. So very solid and strong opening, right? Like you said, we get crypto, we get his lair in Antarctica, his robots, all this stuff. But something, I'm gonna let you have the floor because I feel like you want to say something is missing.
Nah, I ain't gonna say nothing is missing because you kind of hit on it, and that you walked into it with a bit of knowledge on Superman, and I feel like I don't know Barbie lore, but I know who Ken is. You know what I'm saying? So people go into Superman like I know who Lois Lane is, I know who Lex
Yeah.
Luthor is, but there is no explanation. It is you walk into the movie like we're walking into like a sequel. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like it's just it's the action, like you said, Lex Luthor doing his thing. It's this big battle, but there is no introduction, no character development. It's just here's Superman. He dating Lois Lane. Like Luthor will hate him and want to kill him. And you know what I'm saying? Then they do kind of peel back the onion on why Luthor is doing that, but that's well down the line in the film. But it was like I said, I felt like it was not an origin story. It was just a Superman movie. And
Absolutely.
usually you get like I think the most successful comic book to film series have been what they did with Marvel is just amazing the first go
Hmm.
round. And its predecessor in my mind is Batman Begins. Because that is Batman before Batman knew he was gonna be Batman. Batman was just trying to find out who Bruce Wayne was trying to find out who he was, and that happened to be Batman. But those are the best, you know what I'm saying? From the first Iron Man, the Captain America, these are all origin stories from before they had the capes and before they had the gadgets. And this is just boom, Superman, bitch. So,
Absolutely.
you
I
know,
was gonna say that. I 110% agree with you. And I know that it's not a spin-off, it's like a completely different version
mhm,
because even when James Gunn talks about the casting and how they cast it and having to tell, the other guy that, hey, it ain't gonna be you. Like,
yeah.
it's like, oh, so we're creating this new generation of Superman in particular.
But
That's
they
what
do
I,
give I did like his, 3 decades ago and three
yeah,
years ago. And like I did like that. So it wasn't just bam, but it was like, catch up, bitch. You know what I'm saying? This is the part we walking in on. So don't be thinking that we gonna see him crash in Kansas and grow up as a kid. We ain't doing that. This is just
right.
Superman now. So like I said, I went into it looking more for origin, and then it was what it was. And it wasn't bad. It was just, when you everybody wants to put their own spin on these historical comic book characters, and he didn't. He just kind of got to it. It wasn't like I do love to jump ahead. I love the turn on them finishing the parents' message. Like nobody saw that coming. That I
Yeah.
like that. Like I did like that part of the movie.
I would say as far as pacing, what I really enjoyed about the movie for the most part, because even kind of going back and us texting, me having conversations with like my other friends that also do reviews and interview celebs, uh, where the pacing was really solid.
Yeah,
Like you,
it's. I
you,
mean, you don't know how long he's when they go through the little portal thing and he kind of got him
Mhm.
locked up. You don't know how long that was, but man, that shit happened in like 72 hours, maybe.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? Like
and
the whole movie.
so but even okay, but and I even mean in the literal sense. So like the scene that happens. Okay, so we know that yes, they work at Daily Planet. Wait, am I
Hmm.
wrong? Wrong film? Am I Spider Man? Oh, okay, wait.
Yeah,
See that
Daily Planet. Yeah,
Daily Planet. Okay, yay, ding ding ding. Uh, that yes, him and Lois Lane date. Which can I be honest? I know that Lois Lane is kind of this plain Jane girl, but
she
all
ain't worse than old girl. Like everybody hates the Maggie Gyllenhaal as Batman. I'm about to
okay,
kill
that
myself
was
over
also
this.
very yes, that was also very interesting. But you know, Homegirl wasn't as like soft on the eyes. And
Yeah.
and maybe it was this. It was something about her hair that drove me insane. As a person that I know that's very superficial or whatever, but it was something wiry about her hair that drove me insane.
Hmm.
And I'm like, Lois Lane, I get that we work at a newspaper. We only make so much money, but pull it together. Like, it's
But
like, girl,
if she was a bad bitch, she would be, in front of a camera. She's a news lady, and that's just that.
ooh, I like that. That's real. That's real and fair to say.
In
Um,
2025, you know what I'm saying? This
yeah,
ain't
no,
92.
seriously.
So,
Seriously. Because so I'm thinking about that. So when we talk about like in the literal sense, like we know that Superman is Clark Kent, and he's getting these exclusive interviews with Superman himself, interviewing himself, making him, painting himself out to be this,
mhm.
protagonist or whatever. He's the hero. And then you have this flip where it's like Lois is like, hey, you need to let somebody interview you, and where it's her to protect his identity. And they really kind of go
Yeah.
at it, and you really see her get into her journalistic bag, being able to like, okay, you
Answer
saying
tough
this,
questions. Yeah.
asking the tough questions, because you never, of course you're not going to do that to yourself, and be really honest. But that scene was so well done
It was.
that
Because
James
even
Gunn.
that passive aggressive, I knew this would never work. Like, I was Superman. Like, bitch, what you say? And she was like, nothing.
Nothing. And but you know what's crazy is James Gunn talks about that particular scene and how well written and shot it was,
Mhm.
that the viewer did not realize that that was a 12-minute scene.
But that's how
And
the best. You know what I said about Django way back? Like, you don't even realize it's been 2:45. Damn. When
yeah,
it's good, it's good.
it's good. And I literally was like, there's no way that that scene was 12 minutes long. And then, but you think about the whole scene in
Hmm.
its entirety, you be like, well, damn. And that's where we get some of the best acting, the majority of the best
Yeah.
acting in that scene. And then it'll be another scene where it is Lex, he gets his his, his soliloquy off. But it's an interesting thing, like when you see how what was dope. I will say, even when we talk about jumping around, when we see how Lex Luthor has studied
Yeah.
Superman and his whole reasoning of why Superman needs to be taken down, but then the characters surrounding, like the workers
Hmm.
at Luthor Industries, like was also kind of intriguing because
But I felt like that. I felt like that was for me. That was one of the most. It's not unique because whether it was a cartoon or the old movies, he always was this powerful man who had these minions that work for him. But I felt like they applied it so well practically in the 2025 version because those weren't nothing but tech boys from San Francisco. Like that's who he had. They was
I
getting
love that.
paid. They didn't care about fucking up Superman because he was probably writing them a check because he got all this money from crypto or whatever he did to amass his fortune, and the checks are clearing, so we'll be at work on Monday.
Yep.
And that was that.
And I think that was really cool, but it also, it kind of made them, there was a part of it where you saw some of the workers be just semi-human, where
And
it
that was
wasn't
when it
as
got to the very, you know what I'm saying? That was
the
when, oh, well, they finna
yeah,
fuck up the whole city, bro. What's up? That was the only time they even thought about, you know what I'm
look,
saying? Like anything but their job.
exactly. And I I don't know. I was kind of intrigued, we talk about this sometimes where we side characters or people that you see where you're kind of really, really engaged with them, and like I kind of want to learn a little more about them. Like so, like the
Yeah.
black guy, or like the
See,
one.
and that now that's where that dig deep. Like I think a lot of people are familiar with Green Lantern, but Mr. Terrific is you got to be deep into this shit. And like I love that my
Yeah,
girl got to be what's her name, Warhawk or whatever her name was. But like she in everything now. I love my girl. Like she, the first movie I ever saw her in was she was in Sicario too, and she did really good in that. And she is on fire right now. She's in everything.
yeah. It's a matter of uh but when we talk about origin and like giving
Yeah,
little inklings
yeah.
or just like quick um
And that's why I don't think that anybody will ever do it as good as Marvel did it, but they did it the best. So you got to mimic it. I know DC tried it and failed miserably last go round with the Flash and Batman and Superman, but just holla at Disney. See, but that's where you got James Gunn from. So they'll get it together. But I would love to get what I'm saying a little more details on these important characters.
and that's what I was, for me as a person that doesn't know, I only know certain characters.
Mhm.
That's where that becomes into play and becomes so important, because I'm like, who are these niggas, in the
Yeah,
words of Tommy
exactly.
Davidson?
Like straight up. So you walk into a
Because
2025 movie, Mrs. Terrific ain't never been on film. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like, so,
Hmm.
and this, who does really good? This is just me liking TV like that. Like, I don't know if they just on HBO Max, but them damn, that's where DC wins. Like, DC can compare, they can compete with
Oh,
the Marvel movies with those cartoon movies that they put on HBO Max. Like, those are phenomenal, but
okay.
they just don't get the same fanfare as live action films. But those Those are really good, and that'll answer any question that you have. You just got to go watch them on HBO
Okay.
Max. But
But because that's the one when that is that DC, the one that John Cena is in.
yes, the
Okay.
Peacemaker. Yep,
Yeah, the Peacemaker. I do like that.
because
I haven't finished that.
that's on a. He is from the Suicide Watch, which was part of the other or Suicide Squad, which were part of the Ben Affleck Batman in DC. So it's weird
Okay.
how they still got that going. Like I don't.
Y- Okay. So when we talk about casting, right? When we
Mhm.
think about a lot of this stuff, because casting plays a huge portion
Yeah,
in outside of the writing, um, when it comes to a film's kind of like engagement, it being successful.
total side for him. We come back to this, not even on camera, but I love Denzel, and somebody was telling me that Denzel's not as good as Will Smith because Denzel only plays Denzel. And I was like, "You're right, but he's still
Ooh.
good.
But
He's
it's
never not Denzel. Like
he
he could be in
never not.
Rome, he could be a drug dealer, he could be a cop. It's just Denzel reading the lines." And I was like, "You're right. It's always
You're
Denzel."
gonna spark a huge debate. I'm definitely gonna clip that. Um, because
But he's so good, he ups whatever you wrote.
yeah.
But
Well,
it's
I
just
was gonna say
Denzel,
but I
being a
always
daddy
felt
that's got a basketball playing son and being,
but
what the
that's how I feel. I feel like he's not that he's typecast, but he's like he's
he's
typecast.
not typecast, but
But
he
no,
is who
but think
he
about
is.
a lot of like I'm thinking about okay, so it's
We're
one
gonna
thing.
go, we're gonna spiral out of control. We're
I
gonna
know.
save it.
Okay, we one day we're just gonna have a Denzel conversation.
Yes,
Let's just table
yes,
that. What I was
yes,
gonna
yeah.
say. Um, but when we talk about casting, and since we're talking about DC
Mhm.
and Superman, I would say sidebar. I don't know if I would have cast Ben Affleck as Batman.
I'm cool with it because Ben Affleck in real life is such a cool ass rich dude, and that's who Bruce Wayne is.
But is it I yes, while I agree with you, I part of me feels like the whole thing with Bruce Wayne, there's still a level of ego that lives there and a level of look at me.
Yeah. But see, they
Look
they
at me
everybody's
and
played it
I got
different
this. I
because I don't think that anybody's played. You know who did the look at me was Clooney, which wasn't a good Batman movie.
okay.
But Michael Keaton wasn't a look at me guy. Christian Bale wasn't a look at me guy, and those have
Hmm.
been, in my opinion, the best two Batmans. And even the most
Yeah.
recent one with Kravitz's
Michael.
daughter, he wasn't a look at me Batman either. So they've always been kind of a I only go out because I have to. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But Affleck wore the I'm a rich, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna pull up in my role or whatever the case may be. He
Yeah.
he played into that more.
Okay. So here's my question for you. We're gonna talk about
Mhm.
casting. Would you keep the same Superman? Would you keep
I
Lex? Would
say
you keep
yes.
Lois? Okay.
I At least let's start with Superman. I say yes, and that's why I thought that we would get a few more details on all
Hmm.
the other characters because you didn't have to focus on him because he's not some $40 million guy you got to pay. So now that we only got to pay him 5 million or whatever he got to play it, now we can get like the guy who played I forgot his name, the guy that plays Green Lantern. He in a bunch of shit. Like he is,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So like we can get more
And
into
like
the Green
stuff
Lantern.
that's like yeah, like
You
with
know
a
what I'm
lot of
saying?
really
Like
good top
yeah.
field actors. Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you can spend more time on Lex, who we know him. We can spend more time on Lex next go round because the budget lets it be that way. And
Yeah.
that's how it started with Iron Man. He turned it up when it blew up, but they didn't pay Robert Downey Jr. a lot to do that out the gate. Then it was well, shit.
Oh,
We cooking with
we
grease.
know because we know what Terrence Howard was asking for, which I don't know. Like that's
But you see
always
how that plays into it though, because we don't
yeah,
gotta pay Downey that much. We could pay, and then it's like, well, shit, you want too much? We can get another black dude to be you. You know what I'm saying? They
yeah.
ain't gonna trip off 5 million. So
I don't know. Like so I'm trying to think. Which this has been happening. I'm gonna say something. And maybe it is just because of some of the, like that period of time, like the height of certain some of the stuff. I've never really connected with Bradley Cooper like that outside of rom com Bradley Cooper, and I really tried. I
I
really
liked
tried.
him in Limitless a lot. Like that was the first time he wasn't funny, and I liked him. And that just brought it. Like once I saw you not be funny, and I like you now,
Uh-huh.
like I rock with you. You know what I'm saying? Because Hangover was a lot of people's introduction, and then he
Yeah,
did American Sniper, which was a totally different from anything he had
correct.
done. So once you show that range, now you got kids that like you got moms that like you got veterans that like you got black people that like you. So you know, and even he was in this movie we talk. It seems like I always talk about either with my girl or you about the Valentine's Day, and he was gay in Valentine's Day. He checked
Yeah,
all the boxes.
I don't
All the
know. Like
boxes
it's
are
just
checked.
something when I see him, I'm always like,
I mean, you
I
know,
could do without. And I would say that that would be my one, outside of maybe I wouldn't necessarily say I
I
would
liked it
change.
because I had no idea that he was doing it. Like, oh, he's daddy. Like that's tight.
Yeah,
And
and
then
then I
it's
was
what
like,
plays into it even more is lets you know that you old. You're like, oh shit, he's Superman daddy. He not that old, and it's like, yeah, he is.
I just don't I really want him to do it for me. And I just so like I'm thinking about like different stuff. So like when so I love Sex in the City. So like I've seen him before, like, on the
Mm-hmm.
up and up, like Sex in the City. Even what's that other guy that kind of talks like this? Is very flat. He was doing rom-coms as well with
Yeah,
Jennifer Aniston. They dated. Like seeing them like before, like the glow up, like
my
the breakthrough
boy
role.
from not Step Brothers, but damn, what's the name of the movie? Wedding Crashers.
Yes. And but that's funny that you knew exactly who I was
Yeah, I
talking
know
about
exactly what you're
because of
talking
the
about. Yeah.
voice. But so I like so I'm seeing like and he'll pop up. So just like whew, when we talk about the righteous gemstones, which was
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that preamble was about this season and all of that at the beginning. And it was him. I was like, okay, here we go again. This is random as fuck. And at this point, you're like, are you don't need to be here. And I sound like a hater, and I know that, but it's just it for me to see him, it was just so random and obscure. And I probably, like you said, when we talk about different people's, parents and realizing how old they are in real life or whatever, I probably would have called not Christopher Walken because he would have been too old,
You know
but
who I thought they should have done was it would have been too easy, but you know about the Nicolas Cage supposed to play Superman, like that would have been cool. Like
yeah,
letting him be
which
the
still
daddy.
would have been weird. He has such weird teeth and a weird hairline. I
Well,
would have,
wait till you see Long Legs. Just
but
wait.
like, okay. So like, for example, we talked about Gary Oldman.
Hmm. He might be too old. You know what I'm saying?
I don't
Because Gary
know.
Oldman didn't look that old for 40 years, but
That you're right, you're right. But I don't know. Like, it's just something about Bradley Cooper that I'm disconnected from. I don't
I
know what
liked it. I
I know.
liked it.
That's fine. That's
And
fine.
I got a
And
lot I don't like, but I liked it.
yeah. So speaking of don't like, okay, I have a continuity question.
Hmm.
Okay, guys, when they go upstairs to get to the ship, because the battle is happening, like the end of like that the big climax is about to partake, and they get in the ship, and the city is being evacuated. I need to know if anybody saw that black guy, that random reporter that was in that ship
Yeah,
at the
in the
end of
ship
that
with him.
battle.
And I knew all the other people's names too. Like I knew them from the comic book and cartoons and all
Yeah.
that. So I was trying to figure out, and maybe somebody probably does know this, detail, but I don't. But I was like, who is this nigga? Like same that Tommy Davidson reference. I'm like, who? So yeah, somebody gonna have to fill me in on that too, because he has
because
to be important, but I
because
have no idea who he is.
we don't know who he is, but I also don't remember him going up that stairwell or being on that ship. But maybe I missed it. But here's the crazy thing: if that was something that happened in, let's say, Spider Man,
But you know what's like a shapeshifter, like alien dude, like that's part of the DC universe, and I'm like, maybe it was him. Like I don't know, you know what I'm saying?
I don't
But
think that I don't think this guy was on the ship at all. And here's the crazy thing: like when we talk about, I always go back to big blockbuster films. How you would go to the movies to see a movie so
mhm.
many times back in the day, and we don't have that now. And I need someone to answer this question because I'm not paying to see this again. You know what I mean? And so
See,
that's
if you had AMC stubs, they gonna sponsor us. So if you had AMC stubs, you go. I went and saw 28 Days Later again. I gotta catch some things, man. What did
okay.
I miss?
What did you miss in 28 Days Later, friend? Really quick. Too long.
I think I caught it
Anyway,
all. Yeah, I think I caught it all. It was just not that good, and I was like,
it just
please be better
wasn't
this
that
time.
good.
Please be better this time.
Um, well, no, okay, yes, I'm gonna invest in that. But for me, I wouldn't want to go and see that. Okay, I get 4 movies a week. Do I really want to see this again?
You know what I'm not going to see that I didn't
What?
need any details that I missed? Jurassic World. That's what I don't need to go see
Okay, that's
again. There
fair.
was nothing that
So,
I didn't
okay,
miss.
so speaking of Jurassic World, I know we're bouncing around a lot, and we're gonna get back to Spider Man. My sister said something
Superman.
that was really, I mean, well, look, let me tell you something about Peter Parker, circa Toby Maguire. Where are you, Toby? Where are you? The world wants to know where you are.
That was a
You
great
alive
bringing
and well
everything
from the
together.
Hobbit.
That was very good. The the last Spider Man with the little kid one with Zendaya.
Okay, Zendaya.
That was good. That was really good. Like that was like a top.
Ye-
You know what? That was the last good Marvel movie that they didn't put out. Everything else been kind of mid.
Okay, that's fair to say. Um, I saw Captain America with Anthony Mackie.
Yeah, that wasn't bad, but it wasn't the Spider
It
Man.
was,
Like Spider
yeah,
Man was good. Everything
Anthony
else was
can't Captain
Anthony
America made me
Mackie.
feel like it could have been a TV movie. Like there was
But you know what?
something that
Now
like there was a
that
spark
was
to it.
good. The what was it called? The something in the Winter Soldier, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I think they did like
Yeah.
a Disney. That was good. Like that was good, and the one with Hawkeye. Like those were really good. I didn't watch She Hulk and the Marvel Girl. That Marvel movie was bad with the Black Marvel and the White Marvel and the Indian Marvel or whatever the girl was. That was bad. The Marvels, I think, was the name of it. That was bad. Eternals was bad. They need some eggs to get thrown at them. They've been
I
wild.
think I think what happens is sometimes people steer too far away from,
What got them, man?
yeah. They steer too far, and then it's one thing to sort of revamp the comic books, or when we do
Hmm.
adaptations, period. But it's about still keeping
What's the
the
name was bad. I
origin.
just saw that on TV. The Thor: Love and Thunder. Bad. Very
I just
bad.
never got it. I try. Like I told you, it's certain things I tried that it just
Yeah.
does not pique my interest. And I think that'll be the interesting thing, even us creating this show, because more origin things, when it
Hmm.
comes to certain stuff.
Yeah.
Or I might know that and then say, well, actually it was like this, where we can, have those dialogues. But for me, like, when we talk about something like a Superman, where I would say for the most part, everybody kind of knows the premise
Yeah. It
of
wasn't hard to
Superman.
follow. As much
Yeah.
the bitching and moaning I got about Origin does not make the movie hard to follow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's
I was like you. I felt like there was certain things that would have been really important, like you said, like knowing a backstory about you know, uh Mr. Incredible, um,
Hmm.
where him
Mr.
and the crew.
Terrific. Yeah. But see, and all they are
Sidebar,
is
The
the
Incredibles are really is a really good movie, guys. Like The Incredibles is a good film. The Pixar, you're great. Mr. Terrific. And like everybody else in this scene, why are they like, hey, I ain't really trying to fuck with you and help you like this or whatever. Where does that stem from? And it's like, and then y'all just see that, okay, fuck it, we gonna go to battle. But it's like, what's the beef? What's tea? Even if it's just a blurb, a
what's
shady
T?
joke, you know, that helps us because I'm a person, I don't know.
I mean, I definitely think he wanted you to watch. You know what did something similar was damn, what was the name of the movie? Dune. I feel like they put a lot of money into Dune, but they just assumed that everybody knew what the fuck was going on with Dune. And it's like, nah, that movie came out in 1980, whatever. Like that's legit a generation ago. Freshen us up on what the fuck is going on. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So,
And
like I said, it's
you know
still
who
not
was
hard
good
to
with that
follow,
for the
but
yeah, I'm sorry to cut you off, but it
good.
makes me go back to kind of Star Wars a little bit. You remember how he would have that title card, like,
Exactly.
the opening credits and all that stuff that would kind of give you, in the beginning, God created the heaven
Mm,
and the earth was without form.
yeah.
Okay. So, s- s- um, Star Wars was really good at that, where you could be like, okay. And then in the last one, it'll do it across so you're not lost.
Yeah.
Where I think sometimes, like you said, people just assume. Listen, I've seen Doom Part 1 and 2. Nigga, I still don't know what the fuck I'm watching and
It's
what's
a
going
lot
on.
going on.
What's the who is who El Gaib? Who are the Tremors? Is and then the conversation of, okay, y'all protecting this cinnamon. Is that cocaine? I don't know. Like, I got questions. Is this an innuendo for something? I want to walk away from stuff. Like, yes, the studios want us to have discourse surrounding a film, but I don't want to walk away where I'm like, hey, I want to talk about, I don't even know what the fuck happened. I'm not trying to go back to the theater for another 2.5, 3 hours, 3.5 hours. Oh, no, it should be there the first time.
Yeah.
Why can't y'all really breathe the air? What are y'all?
Look, it's a lot going on. It is. Like and it is what it is.
But
But
go ahead.
no, go ahead.
No, 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 no.
I feel like they have to leave it open ended because everybody want to reboot and have sequels and have origin stories down the road. So that's part of the discourse, and that's part of the, you know what I'm saying. But like with the dome, that's an extreme because, like I said, that's a lot that's just unexplained and ridiculousness. But with the Superman, it's more so it leaves it where we can delve into this when we want to. Do we want a Green Lantern? You know what I'm saying? Do we want a Justice League? Do we want to, you know what I'm saying? Whatever we want to do, we can go whichever
Yeah,
way we want. And even though what's name has said on numerous occasions at this point that sinners will not, there will not be a sinners universe, but it leaves it so open ended. Well, we can go with the blues man for the next 50, 60 years. We can go with the brother and his woman for the next 50, 60 years. They leave it so open ended that it can go down so many different paths, which is lucrative for these directors and these film groups. So
but it also, when we talk about solid projects,
mm,
because, like, even when we have limited series, right?
yeah,
And a perfect example would be Lovecraft was perfection. um
I'm gonna
and-
disagree with you. But we talk about Superman. That's another. That's Denzel and Lovecraft looked good, acted well. Story was all over the place. But that's another.
so for the majority of us, Lovecraft was perfection, right?
Perfection.
But
I can't wait to talk to
understanding,
you about
but
this.
oh my god. Well, we gonna do we I got ideas for us offline, but let me get my thought off.
Go ahead, man.
But understanding certain things, certain like something that's a limited series, or like you said, having a movie end a way where hey, it leaves it open to possibilities, but if it doesn't, we hashed out whatever needs to be done here. Um, and that just be it. I think people go into things with the expectation of,
A
oh, this is
conclusion.
definitely gonna be when the project itself isn't that strong. Like it's okay. But to be honest, there, like I said, it was other characters within this film that I was like, I would be open to exploring them. I ain't really got to talk about Superman. He could be maybe a side character, but I'm intrigued by this, and that.
And there is, I mean, it's a point where like the Penguin did really well, you know,
I still got a
and I
couple
feel like
episodes left.
there's so many renditions of Batman, but to get Oswald Copperpot origin story, because and I was cool with that. I promise I didn't like the first Joker. I didn't like when they said it was happening. I haven't even seen the second one. Like I didn't ask you for why this crazy man is crazy. Like I didn't
Yeah,
ask you. Like
but
just
that's
let
gonna,
him be an agent of chaos, and that's okay.
yeah, yeah.
Layering Penguin, cool. You know what I'm
But
saying?
also, here's the crazy thing about the Joker. So let's stay there.
Hmm.
Heath Ledger Joker in
Yeah,
particular.
yeah. Now that's
Um,
different.
that's different.
I didn't like
But
Joaquin Phoenix Joker like at all.
I
Like I was
also
not a
was like,
fan.
and Joaquin, we like you, we stand you. Didn't need you to be Joker at
Look,
all. Like I
didn't
was like,
ask for
oh,
that. No.
I was like, oh,
Mm,
that's interesting. That's interesting. But when we talk about casting and people that draw you in, for me, it was a no. I was like, oh, I don't need to see this because it doesn't. And I know that people say, oh, you have to allow people to really grow and act and remove. No, I'm
mhm.
okay with character expansion, actors in their range. But similarly to Bradley Cooper, I don't see
He don't
that
do it
for
for you. Yeah.
me. For
And
me,
I just it was how Batman like a 7-year-old kid and this man's a 40-year-old man. No,
it don't
no,
make sense.
no, no. No. No,
But
thank you.
also, but I was going back and forth with my guy in particular about. I said we get the same stories when there are other villains in these universes. I'm like, I and I know that a lot of stuff changed and they went back and redid stuff after, Heath Ledger passing because that was supposed to be a thing. But we see the inception of Harvey Two Face, and that's it. That's it. So we're not gonna talk about go. Okay, so he was this politician. Here come motherfucking Joker blowing up shit, and he's just in a hospital bed, and that's it.
I
Okay,
mean,
and I mean, I know everybody's like, oh, it ain't really too much to Harvey Two Face.
no, I wouldn't say that because or in earlier renditions, I feel like the Batman animated series was like the best like
Oh,
cartoon
absolutely.
illustration ever. They were friends,
Yeah.
as opposed to in the movie, he just dated my old bitch.
Yep.
So that's a totally different dynamic, and they don't because of that they don't play into their relationship as much. So you don't have as much meat on the bone, in my opinion, in that in the Dark Knight series.
Exactly. So you could spin that so many different ways where even if it's like, how we had what was it? Batman and Robin, which was Poison Ivy, Mr.
Mm-hmm.
Freeze, and
Just awful, just awful.
hey
They
man,
wasted all them good characters on foolishness. It was just Two Face and the Riddler, and it was just madness. Now that was cash cow like a
yeah,
motherfucker. Like them
but
movies was
that
bad.
that should have been something that probably was a series. 'Cause like when you talk about all of those people, it's too many characters, and so we can't develop like it needs to. So something like that could have been a series.
Hmm.
Um, that's the one with the nipples, right?
Yeah, I think both of them had nipples. I think Val Kilmer and Clooney had nipples. It was wild times.
Man, I don't know. Like I'm thinking of ways how we can make things better, but also I don't we never really, and I know that it just kind of starts with Superman coming up for sidebar. Someone made an interesting theory. They's like Superman is literally the story of Jesus.
Yeah,
And I was like, what? And then I sat there and I was like,
I do love the what's the name
oh,
though, the Kill Bill soliloquy about how Superman is pretending to be weak and pretending to be meek, and like that's how he sees human beings because he's better than everybody, but he puts on the glasses and pretends to be one of us, and all that is what he's seen from us. Like that's what
yeah,
he's acting like he's not being him because him is being this big, what I'm saying, unstoppable gangster.
him is being that nigga.
You know what I'm saying? So that's and back into the point that I said my one of my favorite parts is the parents saying, yeah, be fruitful and what I'm saying, take over that bitch, what I'm saying, for the one time, for the 99 and the 2000, go bust it open. Like I
But
do love that part.
sometimes, but that's the cool thing about, I will say that was probably like one of my favorite parts, like him going home.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because in the words of Beyonce or the great Dave Giles, this is a reminder. Uh, it's true though. It is a reminder of like who you are, where you come from, your
Mm-hmm.
foundation, and I
And
didn't
that's, I
raise
mean,
you
that's
to be
that's
like
important.
that.
Yeah, that's important
Yeah.
because I love how at the end, and they was, what I'm saying, show his parents, it soothes them, and it was his, who raised him. Because
Yep.
no different, when you go to college, people be like, "Where you from?" And they be like, "Well, I was born in, what I'm saying, but I was raised, and I went to high school, and that's kind of where your formative years is kind of where you from, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So
And those
no
are the most
different than
important
Clark
years.
Kent, you know what I'm saying? He got some Krypton DNA, but I'm just a nigga from Kansas, you know what I'm saying?
I'm just thinking from Kansas.
That's it.
Man. Okay. I'm gonna be honest. I was really stuck on the whole thing at the end, and I know we jumped around a little bit. We're gonna get it together for y'all, give y'all sequences, but we really need to know if that boy was on the ship or not. Because when he popped out, me and Johnny we like was like, where he like it's been really like rocking my brain, and I'm like, I'm
I
two
think that he
seconds.
was in the I believe that he was. Remember, everybody was like, "Who coming? Who coming?" I think he was in the Daily Planet when they all was like talking, like about who going where.
But then that puts an extra person, so that means it's two people that wouldn't have a seat.
I think that's why he didn't get a seat was because of the dude. I think.
Okay, I
Look,
don't know.
I'm
Look,
gonna use my AMC and I'm gonna go. I'm gonna just go. I'm gonna go to the end. I'm like, hey, this started at 3. I can go about 5 and see. You know what I'm saying? If he got on the ship
okay,
or not.
that's fair. That's fair. But I will say, like overall, I would give it I know you giving it like a D.
No, I don't give it a D. I don't.
Okay, really? Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. It's just like I just be wanting things to be better than they, what I'm saying? Oh, that's all. I give things high expectations because
You
I want
gotta,
things
you
to be
gotta,
good.
friend. You gotta do movies how I do the movies. No expectations going
Well, see,
in.
I'm not gonna say that I don't have expectations because that's not realistic. But I give things grace. I'm gonna give you
Okay.
room. So I gave it a B minus. I didn't give it
Okay.
a bad grade. It just
That-
was, what I'm saying. If I was a kid, I might love it. If that's my
yeah.
first introduction to Superman, I might love it. It's like my fifth Superman, so I don't love it. But it wasn't bad. Was it better than the last couple Supermans? I don't know if it was better than the first one with Cavill, because that one was pretty good. But Kevin Costner, like it got a little origin, a little got the Kryptonians coming to fuck up the shit. It was
Okay.
not bad at all. Like that was that DC. That's the only thing that they did right to me was that first Superman
Okay. Um, I would say
and
definitely.
Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman was fucking great. The first one, the second one was terrible, but the first one was really good.
I feel like I saw parts of that, but I'm trying to think of how I became a Gal Gadot fan, and it
She
was
was
something that I saw
Fast and the
her.
Furious.
Okay, maybe it was that.
That's where the first place I seen her.
I'm trying to think of what did I see, but now I unfollow her. She just be doing all this crazy rush. I said
Yeah,
I can't fuck with
they
that.
wilding.
They
That's
wilding, but yeah, I don't know. Like I'm gonna give it like a B, um, because yeah, how to it's giving me acrimony. How he get on the ship? I need to know.
well. I didn't have as big a problem with that because, like I said, I want to say that he was in that when everybody was getting the hell out of Dodge because shit was hitting the fan and they was like, "Who coming? Who coming? We got to get this to print." Whoop de woo. I feel like he was in that group in the office. He
Okay,
just did it. He was not there before. I know that. Like he was
okay,
in no other Daily Planet conversations or clips that I can remember. But
okay. I just don't know. Like it's just really weird to me. And before
look,
we gonna
Google
we gonna
where the
we
black dude come from on the ship in Superman. Just Google it, and somebody got the
there's
answer.
gonna be
It's
a
on
whole bunch
somebody
of us saying
Reddit.
the same thing. Hey,
Yeah,
where did that Negro
somebody
come
got the Reddit.
from? You know what? Actually, I'm gonna send my homeboy a voice note. I'm gonna send my homeboy a voice note and say, so I gotta, and ask him. But speaking of how they get on the boat, acrimony, I'm gonna make a Tyler Perry statement, and it has nothing to do with nothing. It just has everything to do with what I was subjected to over the weekend while I was getting my hair braided at the shop. I was subjected to watching Medea's Destination Wedding,
I ain't
along
seen
with,
that. Is that new?
yes, along with Medea's Homecoming. I've never, Destination Wedding just came out. Homecoming came out a couple years ago. Uh, Two things I learned is that Tyler Perry is really good friends with Beyonce because you paid to use Church Girl in Destination Wedding, and then you did the whole Homecoming ripoff or
Yeah.
whatever at the end of Homecoming. Um, Two, Tyler Perry um does not take multiple takes, which I've heard before. Tyler
I know they
Perry,
be saying that they do the movies like they'll shoot a movie in like a week. Like
yes.
I've heard that, but I didn't know it was because we just gonna run with it. I didn't know that.
I think it's because they're gonna run with it. And
Okay.
here's the thing, I'm gonna say something. For what it was and what the lack of expectations I had, it was not bad. But I figured out, at least when it comes to the Medea movies, what the issue is. And he writes those scripts like he's still doing that stage play. So where there's
I've
things,
always caught that. Yeah, I've
yes,
always got that vibe that he's doing it for like those audible laughs, even though it's not at a live performance. Like I feel
yes,
like he's always wrote for that. And even
exactly.
with his dramatic stuff, he wants the ahs and the oh, like I think that that's what he, because that's what he's
Yes,
used to. So yeah,
yes. And so I was like, okay, because there are parts where I'm like, okay, this could have been solid, but and then you threw in at this moment, we didn't need the offbeat joke or the joke
yeah.
is running too long
And that's because they,
because
again, I think it's they get that immediate reaction and it's
yeah,
audible. I think that's what he's just programmed to reach for. So
yes. And it's not necessary. So in order for you to become a better, because he said that he wants to get better, he is
mhm.
listening. And at points, I think he just trolls us. But I just was like, oh my gosh, this is meant to be on a stage play.
Yeah.
Just get your ass, make a tour, and you'll make so much more
Mm-mm.
money.
I think he makes more money putting it on Netflix than he would if he actually, you know what I'm saying, had to pay his actors to go to all these cities. So
I don't
I think
know.
he got it by the balls. You know, he is I'm happy for his business. The product ain't always there, but I'm
Yeah.
happy. It ain't always there with we having these critiques about Superman and a huge budget movie. So,
No, absolutely. So I just want to say that y'all, like I was subjected to it. Uh, would I do it
we won't be
again?
subjecting our audience to any
We
any
won't.
reviews on Tyler Perry.
I don't know. We might have to give them what they want
Oh
sometimes, you
look,
know.
down the road we might, but not. It ain't gonna be no Medea's nothing. We will
Yeah.
not
Oh,
be
it won't
doing
be
none of that.
Medea nothing. Oh
We
no,
could
no,
have did
no, no,
Straw.
no,
Straw.
no.
Straw. As ridiculous as Straw was, it was original and crazy. But
Overacting,
over.
all this.
I hated Tiana Taylor's character. I hated her accent. I hated her wig. I hated just about everything about it. It was just. I'm like, it was in Atlanta, and nobody had a hard regional diction. But if you don't get this heavy ass New York shit out my face, it is upsetting.
Yeah, I think what people should do just in general when we talk about like building their repertoire going into acting, because I don't think she's bad. I've seen a lot of stuff
She's
with
not a
Tiana.
bad actress. Well, she's
Yeah,
been
like
in
I'm
that's two
excited to
bad
see.
movies now. Because I hated 1,000 Words, I believe. That wasn't her acting. It was a story. I was like, what the fuck? So we just kidnapping kids now. We're poor and we're kidnapping kids. This is ridiculous.
Hey, that's common though. It's so common. Which I'm looking forward to the movie with Benicio del Toro and her and Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that.
Benicio was another. I'm not necessarily the main character, but I'm a steal
Oh,
the
he
show.
gonna come in
He
and
is
kill.
great.
He's like, oh, you're gonna talk about me. You're gonna
Yeah,
talk
he
about
is.
me.
Look, that man been in a James Bond movie. I love Benicio del Toro. He is one of my favorites.
Yeah, I there's certain things that I was excited. I was really excited about. I'm a lover girl at heart. I'm gonna be honest. I love a romance, even if it's like thievery, robbery attached to it. So I really enjoy the Thomas Crown Affair.
Hmm.
And so I was looking forward to the remake with Michael B. Jordan and girl that just dropped out. And the
Yeah.
girl that they recasted her is a white girl. So I am not no longer excited about this film because we were gonna get it because
Damn, Dr. Umar.
no, okay. Don't do that. I'm just trying to. I like when we get to see kind of like semi-black adaptations because the cast is really solid for the Thomas
Mhm.
Crown Affair. And so actually let me pull it up. Let me go to his page, but he might have deleted that post because the girl dropped out.
Was this gonna be Netflix or movie?
You know what? I'm not sure. So the Thomas Crown Affair, it was supposed to be is Kenneth Branagh. It was supposed to be Taylor Russell as the lead, which would have been
Hmm.
Renee Russo's character.
Yeah.
Michael B. Jordan, Lily Gladstone, Danae. Wait, what is it? Gurura. That she was in
Yeah.
Black Panther. Pilu Asbake. And so now it got recast, and so Taylor Russell dropped out.
Now that's the girl that was in the Jackie Robinson movie, right? Yeah.
Yes, I think
She's a real
so.
pretty girl. She act good too. Like she.
So now they recasted Taylor with Adria Arjana. So I'm gonna tell you her credits. So she has been in Hitman, Andor. Oh, she was in Blink Twice. Who was she in Blink Twice? She must have been one of the party girls.
You
Oh,
know
she
what?
was
That's
in
that.
Blink
Yeah.
Twice.
No,
Yes, that's
she
okay.
is like I know who
I'm
you're talking
sorry.
about.
I'm sorry. Hold on, wait.
She's
Let
very
me
racially ambiguous. If
yeah,
that's what I'm
let me say
thinking.
this. Let me
Yeah.
say
She's been
this.
in
Let me say
everything
this,
now. Yeah.
Andrea. Is it
Because we're
Andrea?
talking about the like
Actually,
the
no, no, no.
second girl, right? Like the black girl, the first one to figure it out, and she the one who she's like tag team partners with.
Kellen. Yes.
Yeah, she is
So let me
very
say this.
like
Let
she
me
can be
apologize.
Spanish, she can be
Let,
black, she can be white. She is
let me apologize to Adria because I said her name wrong too. So it's Adria. I'm sorry, you that girl, and I fuck with you. So because of Blink Twice, and here's the thing, people was kind of hating on Blink Twice, and
Lynn Twice was crazy. It was
let me say this.
crazy.
Let me say
Did
this.
not see that coming.
I know that there is a hate train for Zoe Kravitz. It is you do stuff, you say stuff. It is problematic a lot of the times. But let me tell you something, girl. You in your bag as far as writing, directing goes. Because Blink Twice was really
It
good, and
was
like
really
you said,
good.
you didn't see. It was not predictable. And
Look, I
I
did.
think people,
I love when something come out of left field. And I'm like, oh, because I think I done seen everything twice, so I know what's coming. Like I love being able to call it, but I was like, damn. And it
oh
wasn't like
baby,
it was like a sickening left field, and I was like, ah, this is it ain't right, and it's in fact wrong. Like,
but hey,
yeah,
she did something that people in
didn't want to talk about.
didn't want to talk about, and so I can appreciate your
And my
risk.
girl was in it. I love Gina Davis, even though she old now. That's like my
Hey,
favorite
Gina Davis, when I
white
saw
lady.
her, I was like, oh, that's that good.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's my
Gina.
original first like white woman. Her and Kim Basinger. When I seen her in Batman and when I seen Gina Davis in The Fly, I was like, whoo, who
Yeah,
is
yeah,
these white
yeah.
women? They don't live around here.
And with that said, guys, we're gonna wrap up this week's episode of Whiskey Sour Libations and Conversation. It's called Welcome to the Movie. It's with Dom and her. Um, we'll put all of our information in the show notes and tag previous episodes where you guys can connect and watch our crazy movie reviews. You got two black kids out of Missouri, St. Louis to be particular, taking y'all to the
Big
movies.
sexy North Side.
Okay, I'm from the West Side, and this is the end of the show, and we'll catch y'all back for the next movie.